Max Verstappen's weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was packed with drama, controversy, and some sharp post-race comments, though most of his real thoughts he kept locked away. And that decision, yeah, it only made people talk even more. During the race, under pressure from Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen cut a corner, but refused to give up his spot. Because of that, the stewards hit him with a 5-second penalty, and that tiny penalty, it cost him the victory. But trust me, that was just the beginning. After the race, fans and experts erupted. Everyone was arguing about the penalty, what it meant, and what kind of wild precedent it might set for the rest of the season. When asked about it, Verstappen didn't hold back, but he chose his words very carefully. He said, "I think it's better not to talk about it." Because honestly, anything he says could easily get twisted and land him in hot water. He hinted that Formula One just isn't a place for honest feedback anymore. The way things spread online, the way people twist your words, even a little swearing or criticism, could create a full-blown firestorm. "I know I can't swear here," he said, "but at the same time, you also can't really be critical." He even joked about the massive rulebook. There are so many lines, you know. That's why it's better not to say anything, because you can get yourself in trouble, and no one wants that. Verstappen kept going. "Everyone is super sensitive about everything these days," he said. "Right now, you can't be critical anyway, so whatever. Less talking, even better for me." And finally, he warned about how dangerous social media has become. A single comment could blow up way out of control. Verstappen went on to say that the real problem isn't just Formula One, it's social media and the world we live in now. "I prefer not to talk, not a lot," he said, "because today, your words can get twisted, misunderstood, blown completely out of proportion. So, for Verstappen, staying quiet feels like the smartest move. Honestly, it's better not to say too much, that's what I'm trying to do," he explained. But while Verstappen stayed cautious, Red Bull's motorsport advisor, Helmut Marko, had no problem speaking his mind. In an interview with Sky Germany, Marko came out swinging, defending Verstappen and slamming the steward's decision. "I think the race was lost at the start," Marko said. "And really, where was Max supposed to go?" He pointed out that during the Formula 2 races earlier that weekend, 2 or 3 drivers made the exact same move, and they only got warnings. So, in our view, Marko added, the 5-second penalty was a bit harsh. Marko firmly believed that Verstappen had done everything needed to win the race. He was just undone by that penalty. "You could see it," Marko said. "He pulled a 3-second gap early on." And to make it even more clear, Piastri was already complaining about tyre degradation. Despite his frustration with the outcome, Marko stayed confident about Red Bull's speed and their ability to manage tyres. "If someone had told us on Friday that we'd finish second, we'd have celebrated," he admitted. "But with the car changes being as effective as they were, we're a bit deflated. We should have brought home the win." He added, "The positive is, we had the pace, tyre wear was under control." But once again, you could see just how difficult overtaking is. After the penalty, we focused on securing 2 Ps. Piastri may have won the Battle of Jeddah, but the war is far from over. If Verstappen feels unfairly treated by the stewards or censored by the media, you can bet he'll come back even stronger and more focused. This fight is no longer just between drivers or teams, it's a battle of philosophies, constraint versus insurrection. With the FIA setting a new precedent by allowing the driver in front of the apex to take the corner, expect Verstappen to make more bold moves in the future. The gloves are off, and this season is shaping up to get gritty. So, what do you think? Was the penalty justified, or should they have let them race? And what if Verstappen had given the position back immediately? Could he have won after all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So, what's next? Has McLaren truly dethroned Red Bull and Verstappen? Or will the reigning champions return and restore order? Is this the beginning of an intense title battle between Verstappen, Piastri, and Norris? And more importantly, are we witnessing the birth of a new Formula One rivalry that will define the next decade? Or will next year's new regulations shake everything up once again? Whatever happens, one thing is clear. Red Bull may be down, but with Verstappen at the helm and upgrades on the way, they're far from out. And don't forget the technical directive starting at the Spanish Grand Prix. It could change the pecking order entirely. Right now, it's a season driven by tiny, pivotal decisions. Whether it's a lap 1 penalty or a wrong tyre choice, the 2025 championship is already becoming a battle of razor-thin margins. Oscar Piastri remains confident about his car's performance, acknowledging that while it's still strong, certain track layouts like this one and Suzuka have exposed a closer competition with Max Verstappen and Red Bull. He explains, I think we still have an advantage, but it's not as big on surfaces like this. On layouts like this, Red Bull and Max are closer, but we still have a very strong car. Meanwhile, Verstappen, who has been under intense scrutiny lately, voiced his frustration. Honestly, a lot of people are talking about it, except me, he said, reflecting on the pressure of constant attention. Despite the noise, he remains focused, adding, "I just want to focus on my car and work with the people in the team. That's the only thing I'm thinking about in Formula 1. I'm very relaxed." Max Verstappen's pace was a surprise for Piastri. "I thought over one lap Max was quick, but in the race, I wasn't expecting to struggle so much at the end of the medium stint," Piastri said. "Clearly, we've got some work to do." Piastri then discussed the garage conversations between Raymond Vermeulen and Helmut Marko after the race. "I think they were talking about everything, which I think is allowed. We were all frustrated with the result, with the things that went wrong," he explained. "Raymond, Helmut, and Christian Horner had a conversation about it. We care. We care about the team, the people, and the results. That's normal." Piastri's third win of the season gave him a 10-point lead, but McLaren's advantage might not be as big as it seems. Piastri admitted, "It wasn't the easiest win. The start and first stint behind Max were tough. Once I had clean air, it was easier, but Max was quick behind me, so I had to keep pushing." Lando Norris also downplayed McLaren's pace advantage, saying, "Red Bull are just as quick in qualifying and the race. We're quick in practice, but Max was probably the quickest today. We still have work to do." Meanwhile, Verstappen stayed focused on improving the RB21, saying, "I'm just focused on my car and working with the team. I'm very relaxed." Marko wasn't fazed by the growing championship gap. "This isn't alarming," he said with a confident shrug. "I remember a time with Vettel when we were 40 points behind and still claimed the title." His words were a steady reminder that the fighting spirit at Red Bull was alive and well. They knew where the weaknesses were, and as always, they believed the technical fixes would soon pay off. But it wasn't just optimism, it was grounded in experience. The stewards had their say on the incident that had everyone talking. Piastri, with his bold move, had the inside line into turn 1. He was entitled to space, but Verstappen, refusing to give in, kept the fight alive. Race control took a close look. It was clear. Verstappen had left the track, gaining an advantage. It's a cut and dry call that usually leads to a penalty unless the driver surrenders the position. Former F1 race director Niels Wittig didn't mince words. "It's always been clear," he said, commenting on Sky Germany. "Leave the track, gain an advantage, and that position must be given back." But in the end, the final word was with the team. It was their call to tell Verstappen to relinquish the position. The drama unfolded, but the decision lay squarely in the hands of those who knew best, the team itself. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on all the latest Formula 1 drama and news, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our future videos.